Now it's done. Bye, everybody. How about that? I gave you music, and everybody hadn't seen my intro. Got to see it a few times. Give y'all time to come in. Yay, yay, yay. I love it. I love that intro. Dex J did such a good job. Such a good job. So Central Florida Prepper was first. It was killing me. I had it on my phone. I could see who was popping in. I was going to go, hey. And Miss CJ Blaze and The Real Truth and Carolina. I need my glasses. I shouldn't put my glasses on. Amy Reiser, Lisa R. Hall. Oh, what a beautiful sunset, Lisa R. Hall. I commented. Hagen, is that? Man, I'm gonna have to put my glasses on, y'all. Somebody complained because of my glare. Okay, now, but Bugamus. Oh, okay. I was about to say that completely wrong. Well, I'm glad I looked. Oh my goodness. Digna Oritz. Is that how you say that? Did I say that right? I'm horrible with the screen names sometimes. I am. So how's everybody doing? How is everybody? If I put that out or not, what is that? How is everybody? I wanted to give some people some time to get in before I bring Central Florida Prepper and Hoosier Patriot. I was about to combine y'all's names, put y'all on the screen. I do have a couple of things I want to show you first. You're exhausted. What have you been doing, man? Well, you can tell us when you're on screen if you want to. This has been the longest day of my life, I think. Good grief. I looked at the clock and I thought, am I going to be able to go on at 9 o'clock? I've got Ethan. It was 6:30 for Pete's sake. Oh, when it starts getting dark early, I swear by 9 o'clock, I feel like it's midnight. Glad you're here. Glad you're doing good, Miss Lisa. Oh, you're remodeling your studio, are you? Yeah, I remodeled mine. I spent a lot of time on it. Threw a blanket over the mirror. Oh, I know. Isn't that awful? One of these days, if I get my real desk carried up here, I might do something different. Oh, my goodness. I hate when I run on top of somebody. I hate that. I think maybe I usually was going at 10 on Sunday night. I can't remember. But, hey, Bones. How's Mrs. Bones? How are you? Yeah, it was a long day, it seemed like. My goodness, I slept in and went to the grocery store, got Ethan for a little while, fed him. But, oh, my goodness, it seemed like from the time it got dark till the time it got 9 o'clock was a whole day. It seemed like I lived 2 days today. Haven't talked to anybody. Well, talk to your Patriot a second, just a split second. And that's all I've talked to today. That's unusual. Oh, my son. Talked to one of my sons today for a minute. I'm telling you, it has been a long day. Bones is driving. I was going to bring Bones on screen, but he's driving. He can't drive and be on screen. I won't allow it. Trucker's getting ready to be driving. Have all our drivers driving. Equine Prepper, you're driving? How are you? I haven't seen you in a few shows. Good to see ya. Glad you're here. Einstein's mom. Hello, hello. Yeah. What do y'all think of the time change? Now, some of the states don't have daylight savings time. Hey, Donna D. Lexi with Dax. Hi, honey. How are you? You feeling any better? I sure hope so. I surely hope so. My goodness. I was sick last weekend. Was that last weekend? Yeah. I didn't get to go live Saturday or Sunday night last weekend. I was a drag in my butt. Let me tell you. I did not feel a bit good. Good. Yes, it's great to see you too, honey. I'm anxious to see what Hoosier Patriot and Central Florida Prepper has to say about this impeachment thing. I'm going to give a little bit of background, but not much. And then let them go at it. We're going to get sassy. Sassy about a touchy subject. That's the best way to do it. It's always good to be sassy. Y'all get your snacks. I've got cheese and beef stick. I had my dinner before we came on. Man, I had the best dinner. Let me tell you, it took me 2 seconds to fix. I had a peanut butter sandwich. I hate when I don't know, I was busy puttering around doing stuff all day. I don't know why the day seemed like it was so long. But then I realized I need to come in here and pull up a couple of articles and do some stuff. And I thought, oh my God, I haven't eaten again. So I just went and fixed a peanut butter sandwich. I'll be midnight snacking, wondering why I can't lose this 10 pounds I put on. Gosh, hate that. 10 pounds. I put on 10 pounds in 2 months. Snacking on the wrong stuff being live. That's what I was doing. Oh my goodness. You had sirloin? Oh man. Well, I don't cook much for myself. I did go to the store though and buy some ground chuck and some pork chops and something else. Oh, ham. I haven't bought ham in a while. $6.66. Oh Lord. Good price, but odd number. Mercy. Yes, yes, yes. Now you traveling with your horse or traveling to where you take your horses or manifestation of imagination, honey? Are you still wanting to come on the screen tonight and get sassy with these boys about this topic? I don't know. That's crazy, real truth. You had chicken? I had chicken Alfredo last night. Late in the middle of the night. I'll tell you, I hadn't been to the store in a couple of weeks, really looking. I cannot believe how the prices have risen. I tell everybody to go get those Knorr sides. We always got them at, I haven't bought any in a while because I had tons of them. I thought I'd better start, putting back, what I've taken out. Yes, just left Perry, Georgia, world champion barrel racing, heading to Texas. Oh, cool. That is so cool. Okay, that's fine, honey. That's fine. Listen, I'm usually messing with my hair up in a ponytail. Hey, Miss Alicia, how are you, honey? Been missing you. You'll be able to pay your bills. And I know. I could not believe. But anyway, they had taken this big, huge section at Food Line where they had all those north sides. They had pasta and pasta and rice mix and every flavor you can imagine. Always had them on sale, 5 for $5. They were $1.29 each, and the section was only about this wide. Had 3 rows of those packets. I couldn't believe it. They didn't have any Mexican rice, Spanish rice, nothing. I could not believe it. Got a really good price on their ham, sliced ham, ground chuck, and the pork chops. There's Hoosier Patriot. Hey, we've got 26 here. It's doing good. Purple Leah, how are you, honey? It's good to see you. I see everybody in different chats. It seems like I've just seen everybody, but I was putting around today. I don't even know if anybody went live. Let me see. Lisa Hall sent. Oh, Vlad went live. I missed Vlad's live. I don't remember what I was doing now. Reader, you saying she's not a good driver? Type her sister is? Good job fighting. I hadn't had enough calories, I don't think. Oh, and I'm always dizzy in the mornings. Ethan will wake me up and I'll say, wait a minute, honey, wait a minute. Let Nanny sit out. I'm dizzy. Let my head stop spinning. This evening, he'd said it one other time, but it was in the morning. This evening, hadn't been anything mentioned. I asked him how he was feeling. He said, I'm dizzy. I said, you are not dizzy. I don't even know what dizzy is. Oh, I was just picking on you. I was just picking on you, Reed. Okay. Well, we've only got 24. Well, that's only been 16 minutes. Usually takes about 30 minutes. I'm going to start on this background stuff, I think. And not wait the full time. Let me tell you, I can't hardly drive at all at night anymore. Equine prepper. I really can't. I need to go places I'm familiar with. I can't go strange places. You didn't get a notification? Well, maybe notifications didn't go out. I put 100 miles left. Oh, that's not too bad. I put it on Twitter. Remember to put it on Twitter before I started. And NCC Alaska, honey, how are you? It's good to see you. How cold is it where you're at? Swiss Army Josh, hi there. Good to see you too. I'm snacking already. Got busy and forgot I hadn't eaten. NCC Alaska, do you have a bunch of snow yet? It didn't look like Alaska Prepper has much snow yet, but I think you're farther north than he is, aren't you? 25 degrees. My goodness. Let me see. I don't even know what. 35. 10 degrees warmer than you. It was almost 50 today, I think. It wasn't too bad. I was really surprised. Eric Elliott, how are you, honey? Forgot the stamps for the notifications. No, I haven't sent it yet. Here's your Patriot. I haven't sent it. I'll let you know. I'm going to go over these articles real quick. Give everybody a quick background. It's crazy how many LED lights are out in some places. That's crazy. It's 55 in New Mexico. New Mexico. Isn't that where you're from? Read. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to go over these articles. Let me see. Go do screen share. Okay. Get past these commercials. Does a failed impeachment nullify a presidential term? There was some tweets that had some people up in the air because somebody said that if the House voted to impeach President Trump, but the Senate didn't follow through, then that would nullify his first term and possibly give him 2 more terms. That is not true. Okay, the House of Representatives has the sole power of impeachment as stated in Article 1, Section 2, Clause 5 of the U.S. Constitution, but it is up to the Senate to convict and remove a president from office. In this way, impeachment is roughly akin to bringing formal charges against an individual. It is then up to the Senate to convict the individual on those charges. The aforementioned, I didn't go over the theories. Okay, theory 1. If the president is impeached by the House but not convicted by the Senate, the first presidential term is nullified and the president may run for election 2 more times. That is not true. So if y'all see that run around on Twitter, it is not true. Okay. Oh, let's see. I had another article too. Theory 2. A president is barred from seeking a second term once impeached. Mostly false. A number of social media users seem to be under the impression that Trump would not be able to seek re-election if the House of Representatives impeaches him. One Twitter user, for instance, wrote, if he gets impeached, he won't be able to run for the next election like he plans to. It would guarantee that he couldn't have 4 more years under his leadership. But that isn't the case. A president who is impeached by the House but not convicted by the Senate could still run for re-election. Pennington told us nothing in the Constitution's language or impeachment prevents a president impeached but not convicted from running for a second term. In fact, before House Speaker Nancy Pelosi announced the official impeachment inquiry into Trump in September 2019, political pundits noted that a failed impeachment could help Trump's re-election efforts. However, a bit of truth is offered here. The Constitution explains the country has 2 penalties for impeachment: removal from the office and disqualification to hold and enjoy any office of honor, trust, or profit under the United States. If a president is impeached by the House of Representatives, the Senate could convict, remove the president from office, and disqualify the person from holding future office. This scenario, however, falls into some gray area because it has never been tested at the presidential level. It is possible that the Senate could take 2 separate votes, one on removal from office and one on disqualification from future office, which could result in the president's removal from office, but provide an opportunity to seek re-election if they would not disqualify him from running. It's also theoretically possible that a president who has been impeached, convicted, removed, and disqualified could seek office at a lower government level, which I don't think he'd go from president to something else. Okay, let's see. I had an article. The legal standards. I think we pretty much covered that. Let's see. Well, I must not have wanted to show you something on that. So the question is, because I told you all, and I could have swore I found where it said at a certain point during this impeachment, he would not be allowed to even campaign and get ready to run. That would be if they impeached him and decided that he could not run. Launching an official impeachment inquiry into Donald Trump's conduct has sailed America into largely uncharted territories. While there have been demands for the impeachment for many presidents, just three, Andrew Johnson, Richard Nixon, and Bill Clinton, have faced formal impeachment inquiries, and the Senate convicted none of them. None of those three sought re-election. After Johnson's acquittal, he was denied his party's presidential nomination. There's the thing. If they go far enough with this, do you think the Republican National Committee would not nominate him for re-election, which it usually goes unsaid, the next one? Nixon and Clinton were in their second terms already and could not run for re-election. As a scholar of the American legal and political history, I have studied the presidents for dealing with strange conundrum. A little known wrinkle in the Constitution might allow Trump to be reelected president in 2020 if he is removed from office through the impeachment process. At the time the Constitution was ratified in 1788, many of its authors regarded impeachment as an improvement over the violent methods often used in Europe to get rid of corrupt rulers. Nonetheless, they recognized the dangers that impeachment could always represent. Get that ad out of here. As if committing on the current moment, Alexander Hamilton noted in 1778 that it will agitate the passions of the entire community and divide it into parties more or less friendly or inimical to the accused. In many cases, it will connect itself with pre-existing factions and will enlist all of their anonymities, partialities, influence, and interest on one side or the other. The founders were careful about defining and regulating this dangerous power. They gave the House of Representatives the sole power of impeachment and specified that the Senate shall have the sole power to try all impeachments, with the 2/3 majority required for conviction. They specifically prevented the president's pardon power from, he can't pardon himself from impeachment. They also limited the possible punishments that the Senate may impose to removal from office and disqualification to hold and enjoy any office of honor, trust, or profit under the United States. But they only required that an impeachment and convicted official be removed from office and did not mandate that the person also be disqualified from holding a future office. Now, nowhere does the Constitution define the standards for disqualification. Moreover, the Senate has declined to establish a standard. But the Ohio State University law professor William Foley points out Senate procedures require Senate votes to convict someone of an impeachable offense and to impose a disqualification penalty. So even if Trump were impeached and convicted, there is the possibility that he could be reelected to the same office from which he has been removed. Impeachment and disqualification. Of the 17 historic impeachment proceedings brought against judges and other officials who rank lower than president, 14 went to trial in the Senate and 8 resulted in a guilty verdict. In only 3 of those cases did the Senate bar or disqualify those who were convicted from holding office in the future. And it was West Humphrey, a federal district judge, Robert Archibald, Associate Judge, the United States Commerce Court, and Judge Thomas G. Fortuis Jr. of Louisiana was found guilty, receiving cash from lawyers. Okay, what the Senate might decide. Professor Foley writes that if President Trump is impeached and convicted, the Senate should follow the Hastings precedent and not prevent him from running again for office. In Foley's view, the American electorate should decide whether Trump, despite his attempt to subvert the system, should have another chance. Having said that, wouldn't that be something if old Nancy Pelosi has pushed and pushed for all this, and then the Senate says, okay, we're going to impeach him, but we're not going to give him any penalties. Means he can go ahead, because this is going to be during, the campaigns getting ready to start. Usually starts in January, general election. I mean, they're going to be doing these proceedings while he's campaigning. Now, one article I read that it was a tweet. It was President Trump's tweet. He was worried that this would cause a civil war. So I'm going to get these boys on here now that I've given y'all a little background information to see, do I need to speak to somebody? Ann Walsworth, hi, honey. Rowdy Wood. Trump is not going anywhere. We are in the process of waking up the sleeping masses. Oh, I can put it up here and read it. That's right. I believe that. I do believe that. Let's see. What's Q saying? I don't know what to think about Q, but Q has always told us that this is not just another 4-year election cycle. Power will be returned back to the people. Trump is safe. Well, I hope so. Just tell you the truth. Okay, now I'm going to get our fellas on here, y'all. Okay, there you go, Central Florida Prepper. And now we've got to get... Hang on one second. Once it's in the system, it keeps the email, which is awesome. The Hoosier Patriot, I didn't capitalize the H on your email address. Is it supposed to be capitalized? But both of the emails were sent. Y'all are invited to join the screen. And here comes CFP. There's one of you. Hey, dude. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Welcome, welcome, welcome.
All right.
Yeah, there you are. I can hear you too.
Okay, sound good.
We're waiting
I
on
don't have
Hoosier
a
Patriot.
real deep voice, do I? Because I've been having problems with my microphone jack. If it's real deep and sounds real slow like that, I have to pull it out and clean it and put it back in.
No, you sound great.
Okay.
You sound great.
Sounds good.
I'm just hoping.
Fresh cup of coffee here.
All right. Yeah, everybody likes your cup.
You see, I've been working back here. I got all kind of goodies.
Look at your
I completely
cast iron
redid it.
skillet.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
awesome.
We got a whole bunch of those. I went ahead and pulled 3 of ours and I hung them up. And believe it or not, that is a fake wall. I just made sure I hit the studs. That's that vinyl sheet.
Yeah.
But I just went to the shed and where I've got these exposed studs, put it up, and then made sure I hit the studs when I hung everything up.
No problem, Hoosier Patriot. Take your time, honey.
I am gonna light up a cigarette if that's okay.
Help yourself.
All right. Just making sure. I got my dip here if I need to.
No.
But I got my coffee now.
Every once in a while.
Yeah, I've been busy here. I've been everything from doing this and getting everything ready for the move here in I don't know, I guess we're looking at about 6 months from now.
Yeah.
It just depends on how the snow melt is in Wyoming. Some years you can get it in the 1st of April. Other years you have to wait till the end of April.
Yeah.
So it just depends. I don't want to get out there and try to break through frozen ground. So
no. Hey, Jules. We got people.
We'll definitely try to get there on time.
Yeah. I'm telling you, buddy, you've got a lot ahead of you. But I've moved so many times in my life, it's ridiculous. I hate moving, but I'll tell you what I do like. I pack up everything I use on a regular basis. I go through sentimental stuff, pack that up. Hey, Josh Connor, how are you, honey? And then I toss the rest. So talk about spring cleaning. Man, that is the best way. Josh, did you tell me you wanted on the screen for this impeachment conversation?
Oh, yeah. We got Josh here.
Yeah, Josh is here. Man, did you see that big canning haul he made? Holy moly. CJ, if you're still here, I think we got a few new people here. I would like everybody, I'm going to put everybody up eventually, pretty quick, but I'd like to, we're working so hard to get Bones to 1,000. He's give us an extra, not tonight. Okay, honey, that's all right. He's give us an extra week to try to get him to 1,000, and he's going to redo Vlad's community post.
The tiara.
Yes, and the bubbles. Yes, yes, yes.
Only if Bones gets to keep his ball cap on. That's got to be a must.
Oh, Bones, did you? West Virginia won't let me. Jeez. Yeah, Bones, do you want on the screen? If you can drive and get on the screen, I mean, I was just picking on you. But I don't know what is the problem. Bones does an awesome job. We have got to get Bones to 1,000. He drives a truck. Can you imagine what he
right now?
That's what I'm looking at right now. 741. All right. 741. Sunny Preps. Hi, honey. Well, Sunny Preps drove through West Virginia and back. Were you on my end of the world? I would have come and seen you. Yes, ma'am, I would have. Were you up in the northern panhandle? I forget now what you told me. You're probably driving through. You couldn't do that in the bathtub. It's not big enough, Josh. Listen, I don't have big enough. Barbara, hi, honey. Okay, that's fine. We know you're here. That's all that matters. Listen, I don't have self-esteem enough to put myself in a bubble bath. and a tiara for y'all. No way. Now somebody want to pay me about I didn't probably do it for 100,000. Million be more like it though. Look who we got here.
I'll do it for $2.50.
You would recreate that for $2.50. See, men have a better, much better self-esteem. Now, how do I make everybody the same size? I might. That's not going to do it.
Who's your Patriot? Do you have your phone turned horizontally or is it vertical?
Vertical.
That's why it looks different.
Yeah. Turn you sideways.
Oh, the other way. No.
You
me upside down.
You might have your lock on, your orientation lock. Just unlock it. You can move your phone around. It's okay. We don't care. We're not fancy here.
No, I just made a screen bigger.
There you go. There you go. Let's see. I was hoping I could just put the two of y'all on here and get me off.
No, you're not going anywhere.
No, that's not what I want to do.
That'll work.
Okay. That's what we'll have to do. That's what we'll have to do. Pro-life warrior. She changed her name. Thank goodness. It's not so hard to type. But I like that. It does suit you. Yes, it does. All right, guys. Take off with whatever you want to talk about. I'm going to sit back and listen. I am anxious for this Sass, let me tell you.
Well, you were talking about the impeachment process. I kind of halfway welcome it, because if the Democrats are so short-sighted that if they're wanting to impeach and they go through with their portion and then they throw it to the Republican-controlled Senate, they can call whoever they want as a witness for whatever reason. And you know Trump's going to hire the best lawyers money can buy.
Yeah.
So they can call Hillary Clinton and Barack Obama
into an inquiry on other people.
Oh yeah.
I never thought about that.
Yeah.
Wouldn't that be interesting?
It'll be all about Spygate. And, they can subpoena Barack Obama if they want.
Oh, boy, wouldn't that be something? Oh, man, I wouldn't miss a second of that mess.
He's trustworthy anyway. I mean, we had the caravans coming up, and he actually gets on platforms sitting there going, making jokes. And where are these caravans? You're looking around, you don't see them, while thousands are being filmed crossing the border.
Right.
The whole this agenda is complete horse crap. It really gets me fired up, because you can't have an actual conversation with these people, because even with facts in your hands saying right here is the facts, their reality that they build will go against it no matter what. They live in this weird bubble. And I do wonder about what you're talking about him not being able to run for a second term if he's impeached. My biggest thing that I'm worried about is that during this impeachment process, during his campaigning, he's going to be so tied up with that, then he's not going to have the ability to do his campaigning like he needs to be doing, because he's getting pulled here, pulled there, under investigation here for this and that. And it's still an assault on his campaign, just like they did with 2016, where they did all the other stuff, the shady stuff. Now they're going to do it right out in front of everybody with this, I was going to say impeachment process. So now he's not even able to put his whole thing into his campaign, because he's always moving around, having to be here, having to be there, question here, question there. So they have all these loopholes that they are always planning. These people are smart. They're not dumb. They use these loopholes to get what they want no matter what. And when you look at it morally, you're like, well, this isn't right. But they put these loopholes, and it's not just them. They're not the one who put the loopholes there, but they're the ones that's using it they're exposing, and they're what's the right word? I'm trying to watch my language here. I do apologize.
I don't care.
They're trying their best.
Now, I like to refrain from the F word, but other than that, man, I've said shit show and everything else. So whatever y'all want to say.
Well,
there we go. I let an F-bomb slip, but You know, I try not to. I apologize if I let an F-bomb slip, but
Well, if you do, we're not going to
depends on how
click you
fired
off
up
the
I get.
screen. I just don't want to offend some of our ladies in the crowd. But yeah, we love Jesus, and Jesus knows our heart. And sometimes there is not an appropriate word in the English language that will suit a situation like a good old cuss word will. And then I ask God to forgive me after it's over. So y'all go ahead. But yeah, that's a good idea. I never thought he might have wanted all this to happen so he could put a bunch of people under the microscope. Holy cow.
Oh yeah, they start talking about Ukraine. Joe Biden bragged about getting the Ukrainian prosecutor fired by withholding $1 billion from him if they didn't do it. So, I mean, Joe Biden, Hunter Biden, they'll be thrown under the bus immediately if they want to talk about Ukraine.
Yeah. Well,
and
I don't think
this
Biden is a viable candidate against Trump anyway.
Oh no, he was. They reported he had strong numbers in the beginning, but he's faded, and I think Elizabeth Warren is the best candidate they have right now, and she's crap. So,
especially after they report how she was going to pay for her free health care for all that just released.
We love you, Renee, honey. She came in to say hello, but she can't stay. Let me tell you, if I had to look 4 years of Elizabeth Warren on the TV, every time I turn it on or on YouTube, somebody reporting on her, man, oh man, that would depress me to death. Those 3 women, Elizabeth Warren and, y'all help me. Names have escaped me. What's that woman from California running?
Harris.
Kamala Harris. Oh my gosh, man. I'm telling you, that woman makes me mad just to hear her open her mouth.
Yeah. There is a such thing as reverse racism. There's also such thing as racism against white people, but they just won't admit it.
Yeah.
But Elizabeth Warren, Pocahontas there, I tell you what, she broke out with her $54 million plan to pay for Medicare, and it would take 10 years to pay this. $52 trillion to pay for it. All right, it'll take 10 years to do it. And they were going to take $800 billion from the U.S. military to help pay for it. What is with these people want to take away our military's abilities to protect this country? They do their very best to take everything they can. All these other countries from jumping us, strip it away, because without our military, they're going to roll. No one likes us. There is not any country. They say they're allies. They're not that type of allies. They're there as long as they're getting good money coming in at financial aids. But as soon as we don't have something to watch our butts, they're coming right on in.
Obama tried to ruin our military.
They don't want us to be the United States. They want us to be part of the United Nations.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Their little chant of no borders, no walls, no USA at all. Yeah. Have you heard that chant?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
What was that chant again?
No borders, no walls, no USA at all.
Really? Who's chanting that? The Democrats?
Oh, yeah.
It was one of the big ones.
TRT too. Hi there.
So if they were to get this impeachment through, my thoughts are, a lot of people sit there and go, well, there's going to be a civil war. I don't think it's going to be like what they're claiming. The fact is that there's too many people that work their rear ends off 12 hours a day, 2 jobs, sometimes 3 part-time jobs. They don't have time to hit the streets. Most of the people we see hitting the streets are people crawling out of their mama's basement, hooping and hollering, talking about how the country needs to be run, and they're not even old enough to even vote, let alone get a driver's license. So I keep seeing about this the Civil War thing. Now, I'm not calling anybody to go to arms over anything. Okay, we don't want that on this platform or any platform. You're gonna have some guys knocking on your door, but I don't think it's going to go down that way. When they come for our Second Amendment rights and thing. It's going to be a little bit at a time. It's not going to be a full blown, we're all rolling in, we're going to take your stuff, because then they'll have everybody in arms against them. But they'll just keep on doing a little bit at a time, a little bit at a time. A lot of people are upset over this, and they say if he's impeached, it's gonna start civil war. I still don't see that happening. I really don't. There's too many people with kids. I mean, who are they going to go to civil war against? Yeah, right. So what they're going to do, they're going to go grab everything they got and then go shoot up the 7-Eleven. I mean, they don't even know where these bill passers are. Okay, they don't even know. I mean, it's one thing to fight the government as far as political wise, but they're just going to ride down and start shooting up everything.
I think they're referring to heading to D.C. to the Capitol. That everybody that I've talked to that's this fired up that they're ready at any time to do this. They've all talked about heading to the Capitol building.
Alicia says she thinks we'll be under martial law, won't be able to do anything. I think nobody would acknowledge the martial law.
Yeah, if an impeachment thing goes down like that, I wouldn't be surprised if there wasn't a nation-wide martial law. But now I don't think that they could actually do the constraints that are actually keeping the whole nation under martial law. D.C. would definitely go underneath it. They'll be definitely keeping traffic from going in. You'll see a lot of military personnel up in that area. Now, it still goes back to will military fire upon civilians? I don't think so. All right, I was just Air Force many years ago, and I wouldn't. All right, now all my friends and family that's in Marine Corps, Army, Navy, they wouldn't either. But there are a couple that would. There's not many. There's always a bad seed everywhere. So I don't know. I mean, I could be completely wrong, but I just don't see a full blown.
Remember, Obama was the setup man. He fired, I believe it's 43 admirals and generals, and put yes men in their place.
Yeah, his SARS. Yeah, I do remember that. The what was it? The guys that were, I forget the rank. They were actually over the missile silos out in the Midwest. A lot of them had stepped down. They weren't going to be a part of it, or were fired and replaced. So yeah, you got a point there as far as having their own personal higher ups on the officer ranks and stuff like that. Yeah, definitely. I definitely see that.
The only area I know for a fact that wasn't touched by Obama is the subservice. It's kind of a sub branch of the Navy, and they do their own thing, and he wasn't able to replace any sub captains or anything.
Mountain Dew. I have it on good authority that in boot camp, the Marines and the Navy are told you are to never, no matter what your orders are, turn your weapons against American citizens under no circumstances. But that
may very well be true.
That was not recent.
With Trump.
Oh yeah, I can definitely guarantee you that the Marine Corps is definitely with the Trumpster. It's going to be interesting. I did see someone pop up there about the UN. They wanted civil unrest to bring in the UN. Now, if UN troops start rolling around, oh yeah, no, I definitely say full force civil war, bring it on, because they do not. But if they come rolling in here with armored vehicles and I know people have seen videos of UN equipment here, but if they start doing troop movements and occupying areas as far as troop strongholds, that's the direct attack on our sovereignty as a nation. Then I say, yeah, everybody go ahead.
You'd be surprised that the people that do not know the UN building is in New York City.
Yeah, now they do have that, and they also just had, Vlad actually broke this story about a week ago. They're in Salt Lake. It was in Utah, either way, that the UN had pulled in, and the state actually helped pay for it, for them to come in and do a conference of some type there. And one of the journalists had rolled up in there to film, and one of the UN security guards told them that they did not have a right to film there, they were currently on international territory, and outside the door was America, inside the doors was in international territory. And this is what the lady was saying on film. And that is also a direct attack on U.S. sovereignty. You can't just go rent a place and say this is our area now. It's still a public building. So I don't know about that.
Well, I missed that.
Now, it was a real report. I mean, I actually saw the video myself, but it just doesn't hit mainstream stuff like this.
No, they're not going to tell people the real truth to prepare them. The real truth. That's your name.
That was our tiara wearing Vlad actually broke that out.
I missed that somehow. I'm going to have to go back and look at that and find that article. Yeah, that's crazy. But look how many people have taken pictures, and we've seen on Marfugal TV, UN vehicles in different states. What's that about? I mean, we're not supposed to have UN vehicles anywhere unless there's a conflict already.
I'm not sure about
some of it is that the UN vehicles are manufactured here. I know that for a fact.
How are they?
But for the most part, though, they get manufactured and stored. And if you see them moving around, they're usually being shipped. However, I did see. I don't know if any of you watch Dave Hodges of the Common Sense Show. He's been all over this
several people do.
Subject for about 3 years. And the latest one was I believe it was in the DC area. Some UN troops were seen practicing for civil unrest, and I guess one of his sources was filming it, and had 2 FBI agents come up to him and said that he needed to delete that video. He said, "Do you have a warrant?" They said, "We don't need one. Under the NDAA, we can just lock you up and you'll never be seen again."
What?
And they said 2 other, the National Defense Authorization Act. That's the second step after the Patriot Act. If they declare you as a possible domestic terrorist, they will just pick you up and throw you in a deep, dark cell, and you'll never be seen or heard from again. They technically, under that act, they can even execute you.
Yep, there's no due process with that act, even though our Constitution does allow Americans to have the right to due process. Nope, no lawyer, no nothing. You are gone, and that is in writing. They are not BSing on that at all. That is in writing. Like he said, the first bit was the Patriot Act, and rolled into the Freedom Act. The more and more went into it. Now, if they deem you as a domestic T-word, they can roll right in, pick you up, and without answering anything, and make you disappear. They do not have to release you either.
Make laws that go against the Constitution. I mean, the Constitution says we have due process.
Have you read the
the NDAA? Yeah, the NDAA was written into law in 2011. Guess who was in office then?
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you start reading
and then this guy apparently this guy was going. He left and he went to the train, and he had 2 FBI agents follow him, and he was again asked if he had deleted the video, and he asked, "Are you going to arrest me?" And they said, "We don't have to," and then proceeded to tell him about the NDAA again. So this guy's uncle was a retired Marine Corps general, and he called him, and he was told, "You need to watch your ass because things are about to get really bad." Now, I'm just relaying you what was said on the Common Sense Show. Whether this is 100% fact or not, I don't know. I don't have firsthand knowledge of it. But Dave Hodges he's a very trustworthy individual.
And what's his channel name?
The Common Sense Show.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah. He's out of Arizona.
Yeah, like Hoosier Baker's saying.
He's the one that broke the story about the Secret Service agent, the agent in charge, I believe in Colorado Springs, that said she absolutely would not take a bullet for Trump right after he was elected. He broke that story 3 days before the mainstream media picked it up.
Yeah.
Holy moly. Yeah, I'm subscribed to the Common Sense Show, but I don't know that I've ever received a, I'm going to unring and ring my bell. I don't think I've ever
Oh, he's
gotten
shadow banned big time.
Yeah.
So
You
unless you specifically are looking for him. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't recall ever getting a notification. I thought I was subscribed to him. Be sure and put Bones and Central Florida Prepper and Hoosier Patriots links up for me. You wonderful people that do that thing for me. Hey, Rip Curl, wait a minute. Rip Curl's got a big comment here I can't see. It started slowly on the city and county level with the red flags and other anti. It's because they don't need the vote. I mean, I don't know how we can. I don't know how in the world. I don't understand how our constitutional rights could just be taken away with an act. I don't understand that.
Well, the whole act is unconstitutional.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
So, you know, yeah, it needs to be repealed.
Yeah, that's the thing. It needs to be repealed, but they're not going to. The whole thing was set up right after the 9/11 incident, and they already had everything ready to go to be processed and approved right off the bat. All right, you look at these acts. They're huge. How in the world did you get this stuff drawn up and approved and ready to go within days afterwards? Okay. And then they just keep modifying. Okay. So we can't do this yet because of this constitutional right or Bill of Rights. So what are we going to do about this? Okay. We'll just revise it. Next thing you know, we have the Freedom Act. Next thing you know, we have another one. And each time a new one gets passed in, it's less and less taken away. And they sat there and brought up the whole security issue to make people feel safe. Okay, so you want to put up cameras up, you want to put TSA up in the airport where they scan everything on you and they know everything about you.
Yeah,
and you don't even know this individual. I know some people that are TSA workers. They're lowlifes.
You know how many,
not all TSA, but I know a bunch of them.
You know how many terrorists the TSA caught to date, right? 0.
Yeah.
They caught no terrorists in what, 18 years now?
Yeah, they just want to take all your personal effects from you, acting like, you know, a spray bottle of perfume, if it's too many ounces, is going to hurt somebody on an airplane, and not keep it for you, bag it up for you, and let you get it when you come back. Take your shoes off, all that mess.
There was an incident at the Louisville, Kentucky airport within 2 months after 9/11 that a 3-year-old child had a little army man, one of those little plastic ones, you know, and was taken away from him because of a representation of a firearm.
Oh my God.
Firearm.
I mean, we have the army in our nation. I mean, you know, every country has military, I guess, except Sweden. I don't know what they have. Oh my gosh.
Definitely, with the TSA and a lot of other things, definitely a direct violation of the Fourth Amendment right. We have a right not to be searched and seized unless you are being charged with a crime. Guess what happens when you go through TSA? Besides, you got to produce ID and everything else. They are searching you. They are searching every piece of luggage. They are scanning everything that you have on your body that's going on to the plane, everything. Now, everybody's like, well, you know what? Yep. It's just an X-ray. They're just trying to see if there's any type of explosives or anything else like that. Have you seen the systems? Go ahead and put your data information through there on your laptop. I guarantee you, whatever's on the hard drive is now in their database.
Yeah, more than likely. About that.
Well, I didn't want to put my laptop. I wanted to take my laptop. Okay. As a carry-on, and let me tell you, I had more trouble because I had not packed that laptop in a to go in the cargo holding area and had it in a bag with me. Man, I'm telling you, they went through everything I was carrying with me. Hey, Vlad, how are you, honey? We were just talking about you. It's just, it makes no sense.
I was going on vacation, and I carried my, at the time, 3-year-old daughter, or maybe she was 4, through the metal detector. We didn't set the metal detector off, but because I carried her, they decided they needed to take her away from me and scan her by herself.
What?
I was within seconds of going to jail. She was crying. She was scared to death. Yeah, it was bad.
A 4-year-old? My God. Yeah. I mean, you don't look like a terrorist, for God's sake.
Right. Just because I carried her through the metal detector. And we didn't set it off. The 2 of us together.
I mean, nobody's body hides anything. I mean, it's metal, goes off.
It's a tiny child. She's wearing shorts, flip-flops, and a tank top. Wasn't anywhere at a 4-year-old body.
No place to hide anything.
Right. They didn't care.
Yeah, I think the TSA and the IRS are all illegal. They both have too many rights.
Yeah, the income taxes that was never ratified. The
nope.
Amendment.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was never ratified. Mm-hmm. So
no,
every dollar they take out of your paycheck is illegal.
Yes, it is. You are right. But everybody's afraid to stand up. If everybody stood up and did something at the same time, I mean, what are they going to do?
There are 7 million combat veterans. Yeah, there's 7 million combat veterans in this country, and there's 20 million veterans. That's bigger than any standing army in the world. So, even if every soldier, sailor, Marine, and airman, and Coast Guardsman, and every cop in the world or in the United States was against us, our military total with National Guard and reserves and everything is 2 million, and there's about 1 million police. That's 3 million. You want to bring every UN soldier that exists in the world? That's 400,000. They can't. The only way they could take us is divide and conquer. So if we unite and organize, there's nothing they could do.
Well, the military tends to be conservative anyway. The military vote is very conservative. Bones said that he went through the TSA deal, and his hard drive on his laptop was totally erased after he went through the TSA. Holy cow.
It sucks. Yeah, so on this impeachment thing, let's just say that stuff did happen afterwards if it went through. I did send our little report there I sent to your Discord, WV, on the PG&E. And it really got me thinking a lot when I first saw it, when they were talking about the state was going to take control of these PG&E power company. And they were going on about, well, they can't keep the power up because of the bankruptcy and all this other stuff. All right, so let's say that you've got a state or a city or whatever hunkered down in, and they refuse to move, and let's say it is a Civil War incident. Well, now the government just shut off the power for a while. Did we always worry about CMEs or EMPs? You shut a power off to an area and don't let people out. It's quarantined in. They have to do exactly what you say. Now people's like, well, they could always do that. Well, more than likely they just knock it out by computer hacks. We have the ability. They've done it for the country. They just did it to where I land there. All right, whenever they had they knocked off their missile equipment, stuff like that. Instead of bombing the crap out of them, they just went ahead and did that. So we do have the capabilities, but just to be able to shut it off and make people do what they want. Yeah, they're putting their their chess pieces in place. And to me, I think it's completely wrong for a government entity to be running the power grid. And I mean, these are supposed to be private companies. So why are you keep on trying? It's all power. It's all control issue. That's why they want to grab. This whole thing with PG&E, that stuff stunk to begin with. And now with this new stuff they're trying to push out, I'm like, no, what's really going on here? And I think it all is power grab. It has nothing to do with helping people out because they don't want to.
But all these fires popping up out there like crazy. I'll tell you something they haven't thought about, and it just pisses me off to no end, that all of the laws and everything that, you know, they're up there trying to pass, and they've got all of, you know, people going up there trying to, you know, make behind the, you know, add my, you know, whatever to this bill, and I'll do this for you, that for you, all these deals that they make. Everything that they talk about actually is based upon metropolitan areas.
Yeah.
And mostly New York, LA, Dallas, you know, those areas. That is not representative of this entire nation, those metropolitan areas. I think they could pull it in the cities, in the major metropolitan areas, but they would have a far more difficult time pulling that crap on regular Americans in the rest of the states that hold those. Now, California, they're a lost cause. You know, if anybody's from California, I love you. But as far as your, you know, state government and Nancy Pelosi and all that mess, they are a lost cause. The big government. New York City, a lost cause. You know, but those two major cities, they're a lost cause. So, you know, there's not enough people there to overtake the whole rest of the United States. And I think they really do believe that we are deplorables, and they really think we're mindless. Now, the college students they have brainwashed is one thing. You know, the snowflakes and the millennials. That's one thing right there. But I think real quick, those snowflakes and millennials will be running home to mommy and daddy wouldn't help, and then they're going to start to listen when their little butts are in trouble. But, you know, the baby boomers are still, you know, in huge numbers. They ain't a baby boomer in the world falling for this crap. So they're not going to have as easy time. They do underestimate us.
Henry Kissinger referred to most of us in this country as useless eaters.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sure most of you have heard of the Georgia Guidestones.
Yes.
Yeah.
Don't know a whole lot about it, but I need to learn.
It's in 8 different languages, and it breaks down the New World Order's plans to reduce the world population to 500 million.
Right.
And you know that have you heard of, what's the name of it? The Deagle Report?
Yeah, the Deagle Report, as far as the depopulation list that he brought out, how many people just disappear as far as the population goes.
Yeah, the population, the GDP for each country, and pretty much any of the English-speaking countries. What is it, 2025, you see just a gigantic drop-off in population.
That first report, the UN every 2 years puts out a population report. And that original population report was to signify the population for 2020. And that created such a ruckus that they changed that. I mean, I saw where the report said by 2020, our population was going to be reduced by 2/3 or 3/4 or, you know, whatever. I mean, down to nothing. Yeah. All of our allies were going to be reduced. All of our non-allies were going to have the small increase as they usually do. But I don't know why they changed it, but it was originally 2020, and then they changed it to 2025.
Because Trump got elected. That's why they changed it. That's why they are so angry. They're so scared because he's exposing them for what they are. And
so you're saying that they're betting he's getting 4 more years, and when he's out with the new Democratic president, that's when they're going to enact it. Is that what you're saying?
That's the plan that's the plan now, I believe, my opinion.
That makes sense. I couldn't figure out why they picked 2025. They went from 2020 to 2025. Yeah. Made no sense to me, but that's plausible.
I definitely think if he does not make another term and a Democrat does roll in, which they're not Democrats, they're not the Dixiecrats from years ago. I mean, these are socialist libtards. They are not Democrats. A real Democrat, I know plenty of original Democrats from the South.
Yes.
Completely different morals, different belief systems. Completely, they look at Democrats now and they shake their head like, no, I'm voting Republican. Screw that. I'm not doing that. If he does not get in office, I expect our economy to hit the crapper quick. And if you take away our economy, there goes the country. You're going to see it just cascade all the way down. I mean, it's going to be fast. It's not going to take long.
Well, I think whatever we're going to prep and be prepared with, we need to have it before that blasted election next year.
Yeah, I definitely recommend everyone to work on it. Now, I don't. There's a lot of people out there. Well, we just heard Central Florida prep or tell everybody we need to go buy everything up now because the election this year is going to be bad and we're all going to die. I'm not saying it's saying that's a scenario, and it really looks like it could be a bad scenario. It wouldn't be bad to have your supplies of hopefully people already preparing for things like this. So I don't want anybody coming back and say, well, you told everybody that it was all going to go to the end of this election. That's not what I'm saying, but as a prepper, we try to prepare for as much as possible. And this is a threat that we need to prepare for.
I'll be back, y'all.
Okay. I agree with you completely. You know, I haven't made it any secret that I'm a company commander called the Lightfoot. A couple of times a month, and it's just one more way of me preparing. You know, even if that isn't something I'm going to be a part of, if and when things go bad, I'm there for the training. I'm there to help prepare other people. And I've told everybody in my unit, you know, take care of your family first, and then try to, you know, rally. But if it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. But I'm pretty sure that we'll all be able to get together at least at some degree. So
I'm losing your audio a lot here.
Oh, let me move it a little closer. Maybe that'll help.
Gotcha.
You know that there's a branch of it in almost every state. I fully recommend it. If people don't join because they're true believers of it, then just join to get the training. It's free training and it's done by professionals. You know, most of the people in the state of Indiana that are a part of this are former military. You know, at least the ones doing the training are. So something I recommend wholeheartedly.
Could you give that name again for everybody? Because I think you had actually cut out.
Yeah, it's called the Lightfoot Militia. It's
okay. That way people can actually find it so they can take a look at it.
Yeah, you can go on lightfootmilitia.com and it'll pull up a map and show you where all the units are based out of if you have one close to you. I don't know if it's updated. I know there's been a few new units added this year, but they're pretty widespread. There's even one in LA, believe it or not. So it just goes to show there are good people in California, but
Oh yeah,
You know,
absolutely. There's
got to
definitely good people there.
keep their heads. Yeah.
Yeah, the only bad thing I don't
So
like about California is how they run the state. I don't like the whole liberal agenda there, but the actual people, I've actually met some very nice people, very smart people. There's actually a couple good
oh yeah,
preppers that are coming out of there. I don't want to be there because of the earthquake threat, but I'm not going to talk trash about them because they're there. I mean, sometimes you just get stuck in a location and you just cannot afford to move away.
well, right. And the simple fact of the matter is most people in the state of California are pretty decent people. It's the population centers like LA that run the government that,
Hmm.
that they set their liberal agenda on everyone else. And if you look at the 2016 voting map broke down by counties in every state, the 90% of the country voted for Trump. I mean, if you break it down by county. So well, people don't want their agenda. It's just the way it is. They're trying to push it on us. Time's coming. It's going to be time to push back. That's my opinion. But back to the impeachment process, I really don't think it's going to go anywhere. They may very well, vote to impeach in the House. I don't think I believe in taking the trial. But we'll see. What do you think about it?
Well, as far as the impeachment, I think that it's going to roll through. No, I don't think it's going to roll through as far as actually removing a sitting president. I do worry about them trying to tie up his campaign, but I just don't see any evidence as far as him doing anything wrong that's impeachable with a criminal thing, and not giving him the ability to run for re-election. They're trying.
There's no. Yeah, there's nothing.
Yeah, they've been trying. They've been throwing everything they could ever since he even got in office. They have not stopped. And the fact is, the people that voted for him are the ones that are working. Those are the ones that are tired of being told what to do by government officials that do not have their best interests in heart. They are strictly taking care of the lobbyists that are sending them money. They don't care about the American people one bit. And that's why they voted the man in.
Yeah, that's exactly right. I've been saying it for years. I think that Congress needs to have term limits imposed on it. The problem you get into there is they're the ones that vote on that.
Yeah.
So until we can stop letting Congress vote themselves raises and give the power to another branch to impose term limits on them, it's not going to happen.
Yeah, and what's the other one? Is it the federal judicial courts for the judges of those? Aren't they also life-term positions?
Yeah, from the Supreme Court on down, to my understanding, all the way to the federal circuit courts.
All the way to the federal circuit court. Yeah, they should have limitations on. You have to be rerun and go against somebody else. They shouldn't have those lifelong positions at all.
Well, the federal though, the president, and he can only appoint once a position is vacating. So he can't just fire everybody in there. And I have the court is life term, but at the same time, I'm not convinced she's not dead. They're propping her up. I don't know. Maybe a weekend of burning.
Weekend of burning.
Yeah. I mean, who knows? Have you seen a live video of her recently?
I think WV, while she's on the phone, I think she's stepping on top of your voice. with her open mic, because I can hear her and actually cuts you out while you're speaking. I did hear Weekend at Bernie. I think you're discussing Epstein.
No, Ruth Bader Ginsburg.
Oh, the one that we don't know if she's still around.
Right.
Yeah. I wonder about her.
Yeah, I haven't seen a live video of her in a long time.
Yeah. There's been a lot of rumors about her as far as being gone, using her as a platform to get things through, because she signed it, she approved it, but no one's seen her. It makes you wonder. I hate that she was sick, but I don't think that she's around anymore. I think they're just using her just like the votes that come out of the cemetery from a guy that's passed away 200 years ago. So he's still voting.
Yep. Yeah, they got the cemetery vote all locked up, and the illegal alien vote all locked up. That's my opinion. Why these caravans, they're sending these caravans up here to inundate us alien and get them to vote. Try to change the outcome of an election.
Well, it's true. All of that is true.
As far as the immigrant votes, now I could be wrong when I say this, but from what I researched on my end, the ones that are brought in and they are illegal immigrants, state of California is actually instating voting right to them, which is not correct on doing from the research I did. Now, that research may have been flawed. That's why I didn't do a video on it on my channel, because I couldn't confirm that. But that was what was sent my way. And I'm like, if that's true, that's a complete FU to the American people that actually are citizens here.
Okay.
That you could have someone just illegally come in and then start voting how your country's ran while they're running around with Guatemalan flags and Honduras flags on American soil. If you came here for a better way of life, why are you running around trying to turn my country into a shithole?
I did.
Hang on.
Okay. Well, come to my live.
Oh, we got in trouble, buddy.
Come to my live.
It was Hoosier's fault. It was all his fault.
Okay.
I blame him. I am innocent.
Sorry about that. Sorry.
Wasn't me. It was him.
What y'all do? What y'all do?
Nothing.
Right there.
I never do anything. No. Even when evidence points my way, it was my evil twin brother.
I'm poking you, Hoosier Patriot. I'm poking you.
You sound like Barack Obama now.
Yeah.
Who
I never said that I was going to put a red line on the Crimea incident. Really? Because here's 3 recordings saying that you did it. It wasn't me. What? It's right there on film. You saying I'm drawing a line. I never said that. It's right there. I don't remember that. It doesn't matter if you don't remember. I've been drunk plenty of times and don't remember some of the bar fights I've been in. But the next day I felt it. And guess what? Man, I got in a bar fight. No, that's a long time ago. I've been actually a very good boy. But yeah, the mentality that they have, well, I don't remember that. Reality right now. Come on. It's called being responsible for your actions and your words. Just because you don't want to remember saying something, it doesn't matter.
Yep.
What are y'all talking about?
Like
I missed it. I'm sorry. I thought something was wrong with somebody because I got a call when I was live. Do we have anybody in chat? Y'all give me a number 1. Does any of you all follow Q? Do we have any Q followers?
I get occasional feeds from Q. I don't, not directly. I actually look up some things when it gets pointed my way.
I get Q posts because I'm just interested in what he's going to say. It's all riddles to me. I don't really understand it.
Yeah, most of the time it's over my head too.
I mean, I really don't understand it. But somebody was wanting to come on and talk about Q, and so we only have 1 Q follower.
There's times I think that Q might just be a plant. It doesn't mean I'm correct on that. Sometimes I see things, I'm like, you know what?
Rip Curl.
Information that we're receiving, it seems too easily gained for it to be top secret like that.
It was broke by a Red Pill News dispensary that Q is back. But I don't know. I don't follow it.
Well, I don't follow that particular person's channel anyway, especially recent events that's been going on, the dispensary channel. So yeah, I don't even follow any of his videos.
Well, he's going to be doing some Q stuff, and asked if I would announce that he is doing some Q stuff. I don't understand Q enough, to even have a legitimate conversation with anybody about it.
Well, the one thing that always comes back to mind for me when you talk about Q is the warning that was given out 1 month before the shooting in Las Vegas.
Mm-hmm.
I even screenshot it. Said that Las Vegas is on their minds. If you see such and such vehicles, then just go the other way. That is one incident that is just, they still don't have the answers to it.
Yeah, that was when I watched the videos of that thing. There's 3 separate weapons being fired, and one of them's at a different location. Right. When you actually look at the video feed, especially from where that one taxi driver, she was underneath the awning, I believe it was, of the Caesar's Palace, and I've been to Vegas twice, so it was on the other side of the road, across from the other location. And while she's on that, it sounds like automatic fire was fired right above her head. Okay, so, and if you listen to the rifles, I picked out 3 distinct different firearms. They said, well, he was shooting so fast, that's why it sounded like that. No, okay, you're going to sit there and take 2 full automatics and fire with both hands and hit the trigger on the third one with your toe? There's no way. And if you look at the body of the man, how he was laying when they came in and found the firearm underneath him on his backside, no, that was perfectly staged. You don't fall like that from a gut self-inflicted shot.
Well, Hoosier Patriot talked about that on my show for a minute.
Yeah, the 8 years in the military, both Marine Corps and the Army, I've fired a lot of weapons, and I'm telling you that there is no way those were bump fire AR-15s. That was that was much heavier caliber. That was at least 7.62 M240s or M60s. And if you do some research, I haven't done as much research as I wanted to on it, but several people that reported that there were multiple shooters have all turned up dead.
Yeah.
One couple was found dead in their garage, apparent double suicide, right? Sitting there with the car running. Another guy was hitchhiking, hit by a car, hit and run. He was one of the witnesses. And then there was another one. I can't remember exactly what happened to him. It was probably a suicide with 2 shots to the back of the head,
Yeah.
Yeah. I love the suicide by a gunshot to the back of the head twice. It doesn't work like that, and people just take it and go, oh, okay. No, if you actually just common sense look at things, like, no, if you shoot yourself in the back of the head, you're not going to fall backwards. You're going to fall forward, because the blast of the gun is going to move you forward. You're not going to sit there and go backwards and lay down perfectly on the firearm and the small of your back that you just used to cap yourself with. I'm like, no. But you're right about the firearm. These were definitely large caliber rounds. It was not the 5.56 AR-15.
Yeah.
Man, my head is not there. I've fired those plenty of times, not in military. When I was in the Air Force, our basic training we had like 2 hours of breaking down the rifle, and we may have had 6 hours on the range, and most of that was police and brass. Okay, so that was it. All right, but growing up around it, I can sit out in the hollers in North Carolina, or when I was out in Oregon, and fire that sucker, and it has a different sound. What they were firing was not that.
No, definitely not. And, going back to the guy in the room, it wasn't just him. There was expended shell casings laying on top of the pools of blood.
Mm-hmm.
Now, If he had been firing, yeah, if he had been the one firing it, there would be blood all over the tops of the shell casings. They wouldn't be sitting right on top of the blood pools.
Yeah.
So he was killed, and then they started shooting. That's my opinion on that. But
yeah, I think that he may have helped with moving, either of getting a hold of equipment. But now, if this was a straight up government op, they would already have their own equipment brought in. Now, if this was something to destabilize the situation, work as a Democratic false F, they would use somebody like that to help, because I think they even tracked part of his movements to the Philippines, and they believe some of the arsenal that he had gotten hold of come out of there. But now, how in the world do you sit there and move all that equipment into a hotel in Vegas? All right, it's just no. I mean, his body was down beforehand. I think he played his part. They took him out, did their op, and then walked away. And he was the one found, and they made it seem like he was the fall guy. And there for a while, somebody said, well, there was a second shooter, then that disappeared. Then the victims, well, people that survived and witnesses like you were talking about, they're starting to drop off. Some of the fires, because a lot of the survivors ran in different locations, and even that was laid out wrong, that these were being fired upon from different locations, not just that little window.
Yep, I agree with that.
Absolutely, that was not. There was something, and you would have thought that would have kept the news cycle going for weeks. That ended in no time.
Yeah,
that was back when I watched TV a little bit. I don't know what the news cycles are now. It's ridiculous.
Well, people's attention spans are short, and when they're glued to CNN, the communist news network, or the criminal news network, whichever you want to call it.
That's right.
I love the crack news network. That's just awesome.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
And I hate to say it, but Fox News is turning into faux news.
The minute they were bought by the parent company that owns, oh my goodness, was it the Washington Post? The parent company that owns the Washington Post is who bought Fox News. Is that who it was? Do y'all know? It was the parent company, one of the big major newspapers anyway. They changed. That's when they started getting rid of everybody if they didn't say the right thing. It was ridiculous. I mean, it's senseless to even watch them.
You've only got a couple of the anchors on there that are still halfway decent, like Tucker Carlson. But even they're on a leash now.
Too. Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't believe they got rid of O'Reilly. He was a big advertiser, bringing money in on advertising. I could not believe they got rid of him.
Yeah. I don't even watch him anymore. My dad's still glued to it, but
Magic Prepper Jack, how are y'all? Yeah, we don't have anything to watch. The YouTube channels, when they post, the articles and stuff, that's about it. So
YouTube channels and their individual websites. There's one you can still see Alex Jones on sometimes. Let me think of the name of it. Light Dancing.
Yeah.
Yeah, they've really thrown it off. It doesn't sound like it would even be about anything, but you see a little bit of Alex Jones on there once in a while. And I like him. He gets a little too intense for me. He's really smart, but sometimes he goes way off in left field, and that's when I got to cut him off. But Dave Hodges, he is always on point. If you watch Dave Hodges on the Common Sense Show, you will never be disappointed.
Yeah, I still watch InfoWars and Alex Jones. I still watch Owen Schroeder. Now, do I take everything blindly? No. The same with every bit of news I get. I still research and take a look at it. Sometimes, though, when it gets amped up, I'm like,
Jack talk about Q. Back. I don't have a problem with Q, so just leave Jack. Let Jack do his thing.
I'll listen to what's going on and see what's going on. But when he gets all worked up, sometimes I just have to take a step away. I'm like, okay, Now you just gone too far with it. Just get the information out to us, and that's all I really need. But yeah, I don't ever have anything bad to say about the man. It's just sometimes he gets worked up. So yeah.
Yeah. But they went after him with both barrels.
Oh yeah, they started after him years ago.
Yeah.
Really, right after the Harry Reid incident there in Clarksville, Nevada, or Henderson, Nevada, with the BLM. That's when they really fired up on him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
There's the whole Bundy Ranch incident showed what can happen though when everyday Americans band together.
Mm-hmm.
That was the incident that opened my eyes to we can keep them from dividing and conquering us.
Yeah, but one of the things I didn't like about, the Patriots came forward. It was like 1,000 plus and went out there with basically a standoff. I was living in Oregon when it was going down. No, I'm sorry. I was coming back from North Dakota, and I was moving to Arizona there in Mesa. And it didn't happen to me, but I was getting reports coming in. That was before my YouTube channel. But I was reading reports that state troopers and things were stopping people with out-of-state tags going towards that town and turning people away once they found out they had firearm arsenals, and said, "You're not coming in this town," actually turning them away. Now, can I confirm that? No, these are just reports that I was reading up on, that they were actually stopping militia groups from continuing to get out there and help. And that was much later on with the whole standoff. But then they had the whole standoff, and the classic ones right there, the pictures by the bridge, underneath the bridge there. That's like everybody remembers that one.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, just to see that the police force was involved with stopping Patriots to come, that to me, I did not like that at all.
Well, y'all didn't get as sassy about the we've had a lot of topics. It's been good topics too about the impeachment, as I thought y'all would.
Oh, we were talking about it when you were on the phone.
Oh, daggone it! I missed it. I like sass. Huh?
We're just talking about what we thought would happen or not happen.
I think it'll get ugly, but I don't think the Senate will impeach him.
If they actually make
criminally guilty,
I don't think they're going to make the impeachment though.
I don't think they will.
I think they're grasping again, tying him up. He can't run his presidency. He can't do what he wants to do because every time he turns around, his stuff's getting stopped nonstop. No, you know what? The man could crap out a 24-karat gold bar and give to a poor person. They'll find out something wrong about what he just did. Okay? It doesn't matter what he does. They're going to tie him up. They do not want him. I mean, it's a straight up attack on anything he does. So, they got this hatred for him. And personally, like I said, I couldn't vote for the man because I was incarcerated at the time when he was coming through. I was just finishing up my incarceration, but I was still pulling for him. I'm locked up going, yeah, this guy needs to, he needs to come in. He actually wants to do something. I haven't seen where he's done anything wrong for this action of what they're doing. They're just like, he's fascist. He's national. He's all these things. But where's the proof on that? You're just running your mouth on the guy.
Well,
talk about how horrible of a person he is.
Employment rates are highest they've been in 10 years. Our unemployment's lower. The stock market has been, which I hate the stock market. That's another whole topic to get me ranting on.
Yeah, it's rigged.
I mean, that's just playing the lottery with everybody's investments and money, and now they've got people's retirement tied up in the stock market. I mean, it's just all criminal as far as I'm concerned. But now I lost my train of thought. Well, but he's done everything that he could possibly do, that he said he would do, that the legislators haven't blocked. I mean, look how much, he tried to get that wall going faster. They've done everything. They have not done jack shit in Washington for 3 years because all they're worried about is what they can do to stop Trump from looking good.
Yep.
They haven't made a difference in anything. Not one person up there has not made 1 ounce of difference in anything. They're too busy putting out fires or too busy going after Trump. It's BS.
What I love is how they attack him. Well, he doesn't know what he's doing. He come from a business end. He's a slumlord, all this stuff. He has no idea what he's doing. Neither does any other presidents ever took office. That's why they have advisors. Now, he went through a lot of advisors. The reason why he hired advisors,
some crappy advisors.
they weren't working for him.
Bad.
They had their own agendas, especially when he tracks them down working for Democrats on the backside of things. So, yeah, of course. Why would you keep an enemy within your ranks sitting there trying to destroy what you're doing? And they're constantly going, well, he's a complete idiot. He misspoke this on his tweet. Now, I wish that he quit doing all the tweets. All right. I just wish he'd stop that. It's just opening up a gate for more drama with him.
Yeah.
But that's what the advisors are for. You don't have to know everything. That's not your position to know everything. Your position is to be discussed, and they're supposed to tell you what's going on, but you're supposed to be able to trust what you're being told. And right now in the White House, there's nothing that can be trusted because everybody's out to get him.
The Real Truth said they even said his favorite food has Russian ties. Oh my God.
We got news. Adam, how are you feeling, buddy?
What did you say?
Adam in here.
Oh, is Adam here?
Oh,
Marfugal News. Hey, baby, how are you? I'm so glad you're feeling better. Look at my panel. We're being a little spicy tonight, talking about things we probably shouldn't talk about. That's okay. That's all right. We need to get spicy every once in a while. Yes, he does a lot of the tweets on purpose. He's like me. He likes to get people spiced up.
I got to say about the tweets, I love it because it gets them so riled up. They're biting themselves in the back of the head. And I just love it.
Y'all have
he literally tweeted 3 dots. Have you heard this one? 3 dots. He sent a tweet that was nothing but 3 dots. And they had people going crazy. Oh, 3 dots, that has to do with Turkish prisons and it was 4 dots, I'm sorry. It signifies the 4 walls of the prison cell and oh my God, they were just going nuts over it. It was nothing but 4 dots. Look that one up. Trump's 4-dot tweet.
Oh my gosh, I'll have to. Here's what I like about Trump. No matter what he does or don't do or what anybody says, here's my favorite thing about Trump. I have said, y'all have heard me say 1,000 times, that I truly believe that political correctness was the beginning just to shut people up. We all have the same opinions. We all talk in private. You know, people that are like-minded, families that are like-minded. We say things that we feel and that we believe. Political correctness put a stop to all that. Let me tell you what, old Trump threw political correctness out the door. I don't care if he does another thing. I love that he gets spicy on his tweets. I love it when he talks stupid and pisses everybody off. I like spice. That's what I like about Trump. I like those tweets. Yeah, now, sometimes I even shake my head, but I like it.
My favorite one was somebody that said he was my favorite one's somebody that said he was trying to he was sending a coded message to the Russians with the dots. Like,
hey, now I know how to read Morse code, and that wasn't Morse code.
Right.
No, 4 dots isn't Morse code. You know, it doesn't matter. There is a faction. It doesn't make any difference for the Democrats up there. You know, and I think they're socialistic communists. What I think they're. The far, far, far liberals, I just think it's, you know, a form of socialistic communism or something, but I don't know.
To me, socialism and communism are synonyms. They're interchangeable to me.
Yeah.
If you're a socialist, communist. Bernie Sanders is a perfect example. He's a straight-up communist.
Oh, my gosh. That Bernie Sanders, he's ridiculous. Okay.
Restroom break, too much coffee.
We'll wait on you. We know what that coffee does.
Oh yeah,
but yeah, old Bernie Sanders, I'm telling you what's true. And those kids, my God, those college-age kids, snowflakes, millennials, they love Bernie Sanders. Of course, he's telling them you get everything for free. You know, they're already living in mom and dad's basements, and they're already getting everything for free. So why would anybody be surprised that, you know, they're going to love somebody's going to say everything's free. You don't have to pay for your student loan. You don't have to pay for this. Don't have to pay for that. Don't have to pay for the next thing. I mean, seriously? I mean, you know,
Yeah.
but let me tell you what, let shit hit the fan, and they're going to be running to mommy and daddy's basements not knowing what to do. And old Bernie ain't going to help nobody with anything. I don't think Bernie would make it through a term.
No,
And they
probably
fried
not.
him.
He's already had one heart attack.
Yeah, they fried him during that election, which, you know, he's still couldn't beat Trump anyway. But, you know, they went and strong-armed him and, you know, made him, you know, support Hillary and all that mess. They, at that convention, you could tell him sitting up there in those bleachers. He was not a happy camper. So he's done been fried by his own party once.
Didn't they give him a mansion to appease him?
Oh, I don't know. Did they?
I remember hearing something about that. He was given a nice big mansion or something, or I don't know. That's
really
speculation on my part. I just remember hearing something that he was given to make him back Hillary. So I don't know if that's true or not, but I just remember hearing something about it. Anyway, here's what I think's going to happen, and this is my opinion. And, you know, put whatever stock in it you want. But I think that
no, Jack, we're not going to do that. No. Where everybody has to be nice to everybody in my chat. Everybody has to be nice to whoever is in my chat. No. We're not attacking anybody in chat.
So I think they're not going to be able to do anything to Trump.
And my mods didn't time you out. I did, Jack. No, and especially Marfugel. You will not mistreat Marfugel in my chat. Okay, so, carry on. I'm sorry.
That's all right. I think, you know, they're not going to be able to do anything to him because there's nothing to get him on. And they're not going to, the impeachment, House may go ahead and vote to do that. The Senate, I doubt, will even try it, and it'll go away, and then something else will pop up. You know, they'll try it some other way, but he's going to get reelected, and when he does, there will be riots in half the major cities in the United States, all funded by George Soros and carried out by Antifa. That's what I think is going to happen, and it could be as quick as the night of the election.
Yeah, you
the next day.
On that. Hoosier definitely got a point on that. I completely forgot of old creepy Soros there. Yeah, he kind of dropped off the map there for a little while. They had some ties in on him with the caravans. They were able to tie some financial aid coming from him. He was working with, I believe it was MasterCard, for prepaid debits up to like $1,000 that were being issued to these people. Now, these people had nothing, but when they got patted down across the border, they have a prepaid debit card with $1,000 worth of finances on it. But is one or two, okay, coincidental. Multiples, that's planned out. So, yeah, that's right. I wouldn't be surprised at all, especially if the leftists went nuts on re-election. I mean, just the announcement of Trump making a second term, because we've already seen how they freak out over the slightest thing in the 2016. And another thing is, he hasn't done anything to anybody to even warrant such actions. They're just that far.
Of course not. They're scared to death, though. You remember the email?
That's supposed to be Mart, not Mart.
That Hillary sent, saying you need to forget. I think she sent it to Elizabeth Warren. Said if you don't fix this shit, we're all gonna hang.
Yeah,
I may be wrong on who she sent
that
to.
They were talking about the military tribunals, weren't they? That was floating around there for a while.
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah,
I know they expanded Gitmo by a lot, like by 13,000.
Really?
Or something. Yeah,
I didn't know about that.
That got expanded hugely. So I don't remember the exact number, but there was a very large expansion of the prison down there. So
Now I did hear that Gitmo was going to be used for military tribunes, but I haven't seen anything on as far as anything being acted out on it. There's a lot of theories and conspiratorial things where some of these officials that have been dropping off the face of the earth as far as passing away. One was Mr. McCain, for one. They tried tying in that he was given an option, but I don't know. It seems like if they were just going to go after these people, they would just go after them, not make them deceased and then pretend like they were a hero, things like that. And before anybody gets all upset, yes, I do know Mr. McCain was a POW. I am not talking about his military record in a bad way. I'm talking about his politics towards the end, how flip-floppy he was at the end. I did not agree with him when he started doing all his weird stuff. I am not attacking the man as an individual or a military veteran. Okay, I want to make that clear. But his policies, no, I did not agree with towards the last 2-3 years of his life. I'm like, what are you doing? He completely flipped.
Well, I'll talk about his military career, about how prisoners at Hanoi Hilton called him Bird Song, because anytime he found out about one of the other prisoners growing up, he told the kids about it. So,
I lost you there a minute. Say that one more time.
Well, maybe that was God telling me to shut up.
No. Go ahead. Repeat it for us.
Said an article I read about John McCain while he was in the Hanoi Hilton. His fellow prisoners called him Bird Song because he would turn his fellow prisoners in for infractions in the prison.
I did hear about that. I didn't have any proof on that. That's why I really don't say nothing about him with a POW thing. If there is proof out there, yeah, definitely point it in my direction so I can take a look at it. So yeah, I have heard about that actually.
Yeah, and then there was the whole USS Forrestal incident that it's been hinted at that it was his fault. They said I'm paraphrasing here. This article that I read, I'll have to find the article. I don't remember the name of it, but said that he was the one responsible for it because he did what was called a wet start on his engines when he was starting his plane, and it cooked off one of the missiles on the plane behind him, and that's what caused the missile to fire and the explosion and the fires. But because his dad was the admiral, it was all swept under the rug. So that's, like I said, I've read that in one article. Whether that's true or not, I'm not trying to sully a dead man, but if that's true, I think people should know about it.
Yep.
So anyway, we are way off. We're all the way back to Vietnam.
Well, I know, but listen, that's okay. Y'all brought up interesting points. One thing about it, can't anybody get too sleepy in chat because they wouldn't be able to keep up with what we're talking about. That's okay. Listen, these are spicy topics. Look, Alicia just typed 4 dots. She's still hung up on Trump's tweet of the 4 dots. I saw somebody else that typed it too. So
yeah.
Yeah, that one was so funny. They'll go after him for anything. Just like you said, he could crap a gold brick out and they'd find something wrong with it.
Oh yeah, just like hand gestures for the OK symbol and then the OK symbol upside down. You know how many times I've actually picked at my thumbnail? Okay, I move my other fingers out of the way, and sometime I have it beside my leg while I'm doing it. So what does that make me?
Well, listen, when I count, if I'm going to make points, I'll start with number 1 and do this and do this. They had me paranoid when I started my channel. I made sure I try to do anything else with my hands because, and then they've got this, wrong hand. They got this M sign thing. Of course, I've never done that. That's difficult to do. You have to concentrate to do that. But, everybody's going, oh, he always does this and he does this. Well, I'll catch myself. I do that. I'm not a part of no like the street lamp bunch, but I mean, my gosh.
Well, do y'all remember?
I don't know. I don't pay
Murphy
attention to it. And he sits, with his hands between his legs like that. A lot of people do that.
You remember Eddie Murphy on Saturday Night Live?
Yes, I love.
Yes,
I love Eddie Murphy. Hey.
So, but that's a white supremacist symbol, right? Yeah. Okay.
Always, hey, you're okay. When my boys were wrestling, I'd give them a thumbs up or an okay sign, or and then when I start to count, I'll do that and I'll hold number one, talk about number one for a minute, but they had me so paranoid. I mean, I got a couple of emails about that and then a couple comments in chat, and I thought, oh my gosh, I got to quit doing, oh Lord. But, I'm not a part of that bunch. I mean, shoot fire. If nobody's watched me enough now to realize I'm not involved in any of that junk.
Well, that's just the trolls coming out to play. I mean, especially now that you're getting more and more mobile on your channel here. It's every time you start getting more traction, the more they come out. All right. I mean, I've had to silence plenty on mine. Some of them keep coming back, and then they start making videos and stuff like that. And one of them,
toilet bowl.
Yeah, one of them is so slick. He's actually trying to insert himself in Fugal Fams on the smaller channels, and I get people contacting me. They made them a mod. I'm like, well, it ain't up to me.
I mean, that person a mod? Did they know who it was? Maybe they didn't know who it was. Did you call them and tell them?
No, see, that's the thing I got stuck in. I had some of my subscribers contact me and say, hey, that person's back. They're on this channel. They're buddying up to them. I don't think they know what's going on. I'm like, if I say something, then I'm back into the whole drama BS.
Well,
and then it makes me look like
I'll say something. Well,
then it makes me look like I'm attacking this individual still. And I'm like, you know what? So when I saw most of this stuff, I contacted you and a couple other mods that I have contact with. I said, hey, here's the evidence. You make your decision. That's why I got rid of this person off my platform.
I didn't even open that. Didn't even open it. Won't open it. Not going to open it. Never open it.
Oh, no. This is a different one.
Oh, okay. Well, remember, I had an issue and you were a new channel and I called you to give you a heads up on an issue.
Yep.
And you were appreciative of that.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Because somebody working against
put yourself in that position. That's the way the other people are going to look at it because it deals with you. And I know how you feel because I thought, should I call him? Should I, give him that little heads up or not? So I know how you feel, but think about how you felt about my phone call. That's the way those other creators are going to feel.
Heads up, actually. And, that's the way I prefer to do it if it came down to that, which I probably should.
Yeah.
On a personal level, see, a lot of people like to get on other comment sections and then blast out this whole story. So it's not everyone else's business. It's between the creators. Hey, you need to watch out for this individual. So yeah, I think more of a personal thing is the route to go with that. But you see these trolls come rolling in, and when they're conniving like that, I'm like, you're not just a threat to the community here as far as the internet's concerned. You're actually a threat to them personally on a personal level.
We're family. We protect our own. Vlad just wanted to know who that was. So Vlad now knows. Anybody asks me, I'm not going to hesitate to tell them in a heartbeat. But we've got to stick together and protect ourselves from crazies.
I put it on unlisted because I did make a video response. And I put it on unlisted because last time I addressed this individual, I did like a 40-some minute video on him. And because he was just going to town on me. He started making videos again now. He's making fun of my saran wrap video where I show people how to saran wrap and heat shrink certain preps that you can't get in if you can't afford vacuum sealers and stuff like that. It gives some protection. Right. Oh man, he started attacking all that, talking about how retarded I was and things. I'm like, Actually, I'm trying to teach people how to do budget if they can't afford. But I'm not responding to the guy. I'm like, you know what? This guy just won't go away. Here he is again.
Well, and I suggested that you're the pit bull of the community. We all know that. Well, thank you, Magic Pepper. Let me tell you what. I learned my lesson on talking rational to the irrational, trying to make common sense, and trying to, only thing that turned into was a shit show. So based upon that personal experience, that's why I suggested do not do anything.
Yeah, do not.
Can we all let each other know and keep that case out of our channels? Absolutely. Oh, Lord have mercy. That person came in my chat. Boom, gone instantly. So no, there's different ways to handle it.
Yeah, I think more on the back end of things. That way, creators know, when you're actually talking to them directly. That way, it's not blown out, and it's not trying to keep things secret from the community as far as your subscribers that go to your channel. It's just sometimes people just don't want that drama. And
and everybody don't need to know, they make it worse.
Yeah, and if you go and blast somebody out, say, well, this is that and this is that, then not only are you looking like a complete ass, but you're also increasing their watch time. You're helping promote.
Because everybody goes and watches it then.
Yeah, then everyone wants to go see, well, what is it they're saying? And when that person came and started accusing me of that stuff, I'm like, oh, you are a piece of, complete false.
I want to clarify that. It's not that anybody means to make it worse. Our subscribers are protective of us.
Yeah.
And they'll go to battle for us. And if anybody has not learned anything about the last 5 months of YouTube, what they should have learned is silence is golden. Only thing you're doing is giving the negative view time, more subscribers for a while, and then those subscribers drop off. They end up seeing it. But, there is absolutely silence is golden. That is the only way, and we were protective. We thought we were doing the right thing and trying to be rational. There's no way to be rational because the whole, especially your situation, my God, if there was ever an irrational situation, yours is. So, no, there's no reason, to, blow it all up and get a bunch of people involved. But the other creators do need to know.
Yeah. Well, I hate to say I take pride, but I do take pride in. And since Adam is actually in the chat, I want to say something to him right fast. Many times when he's talked about my channel on his show, when I called in and stuff like that, he's always said, I haven't heard this guy ever talk bad about anybody. That meant a lot. Now, when I first started, I addressed trolls head on when they came out, or the shady individual. So, I sat back, and when I come across these, most of the time I just delete or hide them or block them. Okay, I'm not going to deal with them anymore. So having somebody like Adam actually sit there and say something nice about you like that, it makes you want to go, try harder. Okay,
exactly,
I'm not going to
Adam.
level. And that's why I contacted you. I had contacted Snafu, which he did a great Halloween because his costume was
awesome.
Inspired.
Not many of us knew what that was about, but that was awesome.
So I was able to contact my moderators.
Wow.
Information on, because some of my mods are actually from your channel, from Adam's channel, that step in and help me out. Right. Those I don't have contact information. Yeah, exactly. So I sent you the information, say this is what's going on, because in case this stuff runs wild, I want people to actually know the truth, and that's why I recorded it and sent those links to you so that you can actually look at it. And that way, because people like to blindside people. Oh, look at this. And then, although we have a great relationship, record with each other, you'd give me the benefit of the doubt. That's why I want the evidence out there. So no, this is all fake. This is the real evidence. So, when people do that, though, you see how hurtful people can be. And I'm like, why are you doing this to me? I haven't done anything to you. And it's just pure hatred for no reason. Some of it is subscriber count. Okay. Like me and that one gentleman, we pretty much started our channel at the exact same time. I'm not the best at this. I've had a lot of help on this. All right. Coming over here on a collaboration, meeting new people like Hoosier right here, Hoosier Patriot.
Right.
having conversations on other people's platforms, working with communities. That's how you grow your channel. All right. I had a large boom in growth from Adam's channel on Marfugal TV. All right. From the first Love Mob. Instead of letting it go in my head, go, oh, look at me. I'm top crap now. No, it put a lot of pressure on me in a good way. Adam, if you're still here, it put a lot of pressure on me that I had to step up my game, be more respectful to people, watch what I say, not just allow myself to just get wrapped up in the, well, he said, she said stuff. No. Not let myself drop to that, because the internet can suck you in. And if you are a person with not much constitution, it's very easy to get drawn into something like that. And then next thing you know, you're bashing it out for 20 videos talking smack to each other, and no creation as content rolls through, and no one wants to see that. They get so wrapped up.
Comments. He said, "What's funny is there's many millions of channels, and people get stuck talking about mine and say it's about the truth. No, that's targeted. Why are they not covering any of the thousands of bad people on YouTube? That's true." And he made another comment about, subscribers called subscribers because they can subscribe to watching your channel or not. I mean, if you don't like it, go away.
That's the LCJC.
You remember the video? You remember the video I did a couple Chinese DF-17, DF-41 missiles?
Mm-hmm.
I had no less than 500 comments from Chinese propagandists on that video, and it was bad. I tried talking to some of them, and then it just got to the point where, what's the point? And I just started deleting them all as soon as they came in. It went on for over a month, and every day I would have new comments, and it'd range anywhere from calling me retarded to telling me, "Oh, China, your friend, no worry," and it was ridiculous. And so, and one video, and
crazy.
It's in the thousands of views, but not one of those people was one of my subscribers.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
They see Adam there.
I would just deleted them.
As someone who has success, I would honestly tell them, if you want to grow, which they do inside, then why not put your time into making your channel better? Exactly.
Yeah. Exactly.
And with, I do prep and stuff. Okay. Yeah, I do cover some news, especially when I think it affects the prepping world.
Right.
Sometimes I go crazy with some weird news. I'm like, what are they talking about? But working with a community, it puts you on ground level with everybody else, so they actually know who you are. They build a rapport with you. I did see LCJC family talking all kind of nice things about me. Thank you. Love having her when she's able to get over there on my live stream, which is awesome. But being able to work with everybody, it takes you away from, oh, this is just a figurehead on a channel. It puts you more in person with people. We can actually talk to them. As preppers, we kind of stand off to other people. We don't really trust a lot of people. So it's easier for me to work as a YouTube channel, talk to people through the internet where they're not feeling like they're just being bombarded with somebody that wants their information. Instead, I can just give information and I'll let them make the decisions on it. I'll sit there.
Yeah.
No, I'm right. You're wrong. I'm right. I know everything except I have selective amnesia.
Well, and I'll say my opinion. This is just my opinion. Y'all don't have to, take it for what it's worth. Make your own decision. I'm real big on saying just my opinion.
Yeah.
So, well, guys, I meant to chop us off at 11 o'clock. It's 11:13. I got word. Let's see. Marsh said something else. See, they see a temporary influx in subs by attacking. Yeah, and then they ended up losing them once people, realized what the channel's about. But we may have somebody that's wanting to go live here in a little bit. So
okay.
I had told them that I would be done around 11 o'clock if anybody else wanted to go live. And I know Dex is going to be working on a schedule for us, but we all try to, you know, talk to each other. I don't want to step on anybody, and real good, you know, trying to make a schedule and amongst ourselves. So, but if we had something bigger to include other people, you know, I'd love to.
Something I haven't tried a live show. I don't even know if I can yet. I don't know if you can before you get to 1,000 subscribers or not.
You can with a computer.
Okay.
Yes, you can go live. Yeah, you can go live on a computer or a laptop.
65 hours a week. Man, you got plenty of time. Yeah. You just have to cut out sleep. No sleep. You got plenty of time.
Y'all want to put their
right.
Yeah, you can definitely go live with your computer. After 1,000, you can go live with your cell phone. When I got my 1,000 mark, after my first love mob from Marfugo TV, I was able to start going live with my cell phone. And, you know, I did that occasionally, but usually with my channel, I'm not out filming anywhere, so I really didn't need to have that. But I carry my cell phone just in case something happens, and I am out and about. I do have that ability.
Right.
So having that ability is actually really good, especially with truther movements. When we see things, we can actually, instead of taking 2 hours to video something and uploading it, you can actually go right then. So it makes it easier.
Right. Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, guys, I love you all. Did you all get their links in there? Bones and Hoosier Patriot and Central Florida Prepper. Bones goes live. He put Streamlabs on his phone, and he goes live without 1,000 subscribers. But you can always go live on a computer or a laptop.
Let me find out he's been talking to Dex secretly.
No, there was another YouTuber trying to reach the 1,000 that figured that out and kind of shared that idea among everybody that didn't have the 1,000. So, that's what I told him about.
He needs less than 300, right?
Yeah, he needs about 250. Yeah, and if we get him that by the weekend, then he's going to reproduce Vlad's community post with the bubbles and the tiara.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, Marfugo, you don't have to have all the gear. I've got a camera with a mic in it that I bought for my doctoral program. I don't know, about 2014. It seems to work just fine. And then I just don't have what it takes to do the OBS. So I've got the StreamYard, and I really like being able to bring other people on the screen with me instead of just on the phone listening, people staring at me. So I'm just real happy. Oh, listen, a year ago, when I started watching Marv a year ago, he was just sitting at his little table with his laptop, and he had a green screen, and he was the most precious little thing. If you all will go back and look at some of his videos from, 12, 14 months ago to see how far he has come in a year, it is amazing. Now, I can't imagine a year from now I'll be sitting anywhere any different than a bedroom with a blanket over the mirror for West Virginia, and in honor of CJ Blaze, my little pillow that looks like an emoji. It's my granddaughter's with sunglasses. Now I'm going to put something over that window and put some West Virginia pictures up, for you all to see. But that's about as fancy as this old girl's going to get.
Aluminum foil.
Aluminum foil.
I did see where Adam.
Thank you, Marfugo.
He tries to help others and stuff. Yeah, you absolutely do, man. You help me.
I got to put that up. I want to hide you, Hoosier Patriot, for just a minute. Thank you, Mr. Marfugo. I appreciate that. You don't know what a pat on the head that is for me. I appreciate it. So I am going to let you guys go. I'm going to do my little outro. That's my intro play it twice. I love that video Dex made for me. I like that music. I let it play through 3 times. I was waiting on people to come in earlier. So, but I love you guys. Appreciate you very, very much coming in. And
Thank you.
And it was a wide variety of topics. Listen, I just, thought we were going to talk about the impending process of what's going on with Trump right now. But we got into some exciting topics that any one of those topics could be a night in itself. So you all, any Sunday night, you want to come back and talk about any of that? Absolutely. But now, listen, we got to get a little sassier with it. We weren't sassy enough tonight.
Oh, well, if you want to talk about squirt bottle, I'm happy to talk about that one, or hashtag AOC.
Oh, yes.
They're fair game.
Yes, absolutely.
Alexandria Occasional Cortex.
Yes. Yeah, y'all want to come back?
I would love to tear into that one.
Okay, you want to come back next Sunday on Sassy Sunday? I mean. Yes. Let's rip them apart.
Yeah. That's
Is that a date, guys? Y'all want to come back and talk about those 2 next week?
Absolutely.
All righty. We're going to get sassy and talk about all the stuff that nobody else can talk about. I'm not monetized.
I got plenty of material for old hashtag.
Sounds great. Yeah, I heard somebody call her Alexandria Occasional Cortex. So
yep, you're right, Mr. Marfugal.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, listen, I love you guys. Thank you for coming on. Adam always says he's a viewer-powered YouTube channel. Let me tell you what. I've got a few topics that I can, cover, but from the beginning, I have said it's my callers, and now it's not callers. Y'all are on the screen with me. Y'all bring so much to it. Y'all make me look good. I don't make myself look good. It's you guys. And I appreciate, are you trying to poke Hoosier Patriot? Let's get him at the same time.
No, he's the one making you look good.
Nah.
I'm just back here cutting up.
I'm poking you. I'm poking you. There you go.
Mom.
My background is a plant, a Berkey water filter, and occasionally one of my cats.
Well, Hoosier Patriot, until I put up my desktop, I sit on my couch. Go back and look, just a quick look at some of my month-old videos. I was sitting on my couch.
Here. Look at my audience.
Yeah, there you go. I love those cats. I saw them hopping up there. Those are precious.
Yeah, they were.
Everybody said, y'all like talking to you. I feel like I'm sitting on the couch with you. But I needed
they're telling me it's time to eat.
I needed my desktop set up so I could do some different things. And my laptop was hacked, and I got tired of full-on fighting with that laptop. So I needed my desktop set up. So, well, I am going to say goodbye to y'all. Love you much. So
Alrighty.
We've got a date for next Sunday. Y'all get ready. I want spice, y'all. It's supposed to be Sassy Sunday. So we got to get spicy about those 2 or 3 or how many one of those.
Let's put Chucky Boy in there too. Have a 3 for one night.
Yeah.
There you go.
Oh yeah. Anybody you want to talk about? As long as we're sassy.
Let's go for all 4. Let's go for the whole gang.
As long as we're sassy, buddy, that's all that matters. Yeah, we can talk about any of them. I don't care. All right, Hoosier Patriot, thank you so much, and I'll see you next Sunday. And appreciate everything you do, and love your channel. And we had your link up, so I hope you get some new people. And I'll see you, Hoosier Patriot, next Sunday.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
All righty.
Bye-bye. And, of course, Mr. Central Florida Prepper, I love you and your little wife there. She's just absolutely precious. And place the 5th finger on the upright position. Place the 5th finger in the upright position. I don't know what that means. Place the 5th finger in the upright. Oh, thumbs up. Oh, my God.
Get the mind out of the
Oh my Lord! Oh man, Marfugal's gonna get me on that one. I'm thinking, what is he talking about? Lord have mercy, my brain.
I appreciate you having me on here tonight.
Hey, anytime, and we got your back on that mess that they're trying to create.
Get you over there on my channel on Friday nights.
Yeah.
I only do it once a week. Sometimes I might do a Monday live, but not very often. It's usually Friday, and maybe one night we can get you over there before you go live on your Fridays.
Sure. Absolutely. We can
Yeah,
just
I'm
go
mad.
have both of us on the screen from one to the other, like a double hour. Yeah, we can do that,
That
honey.
works.
We
Then they
just
have to
have to be
then they'll
done
have to put up
before
with it all
our
night
Google
long.
TV goes live.
Yeah,
So
who's fixing to go live? You said somebody was going. That way I can head over there.
I can't say. It might be a surprise because they might not go live.
Okay, no problem. I'm more than likely up to the end of it.
I told them to let me know if they were going. Let me
Yeah,
see if I've heard anything.
I'll check my icons and make sure that whoever goes live, I'll see.
No, I haven't gotten anything, but somebody's thinking about it. So it'll be. It's not Marfugal TV. It's one of the family members. They're thinking about going live. So
Okay, sounds good.
so love you much. Appreciate you and let me know. Y'all come on Friday.
Okay, sounds great.
All righty. Bye bye.
All right, bye.
Man, weren't they awesome? I'm telling you. I'm sorry I had to step away there for a minute and thought I was trying to divert something and help something and didn't divert anything. But you know, that's what I get for thinking sometimes. You know how that is. But I'm gonna. I got rid of something that I didn't mean to get rid of here. But I appreciate everybody coming. I appreciate no matter who you are. If you have a channel, if you don't have a channel, that makes absolutely no difference to me. We're all one big happy family. We try to give information, and you know, sometimes just from our points of view, you know, you can learn something. But what I say about my channel, any channel, take what you want, leave the rest. We just want to try to. No, Bones, you're not chopped liver. I told him to put. I love you. Know I love you, Bones. I push you every time I'm live trying to get you 1,000. Mr. Marfugal, we've got to do something. We have been pushing. We're about 250 away from getting Mr. Bones to 1,000. So maybe we can. Oh, what do you mean Homegrown's live? He is? I didn't get a notification. Is he live? He is live. Okay, surprise. Homegrown's going live. Oh, he was supposed to text me and he didn't. All right, everybody. Always Homegrown's live. Everybody jump over and watch Homegrown. Remember, never be scared. Just be prepared. Pray before you post. Share the love and the truth will come. And never, ever, ever, ever forget, I love each and every one of you. And I'll see you later. Let's see, it's Sunday night, tomorrow night, Mental Health Monday. All righty. Y'all have a good evening and jump over and check out Homegrown. Bye-bye.